Well, hello everyone. It's another day, and here we are with Mark Dye. And remember, he is one of the Northwest Ohio maple syrup producers. And today he is going to show us the collection of after the sap is already here and how the evaporation process works. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi kids, I'm Mark Dye. We got all these containers around here to hold sap. We collect it and we put it in these, and then we pump it into the sugar house. I just wanted to show you kids what the sap looks like. It just looks like water. It's clear water. There's only 2% sugar in. Well, this actually has 3% sugar in it, so, but it's just clear. So also another big part of making maple syrup is the wood supply. You got to have a lot of wood supply to for making maple syrup, because I burn with wood, and there's a lot of years I've emptied that wood shed and then I have to spend a lot of time refilling it. So now we'll go inside the sugar house now.
Just turned it down, so
Turn it down.
yeah.
Here we have an evaporator. This is a liter. It's a 3 foot by 10 foot. And this machine alone here is capable of boiling down about, on an average, 80 gallons per hour. So the way it works is we pump it into this tank overhead here, and then it comes down and it comes into a float box which controls the level of the sap in the whole evaporator. So then after the sap goes in here, it goes in a preheater, and then it drops down, and then there's a fire underneath this whole evaporator. So this is boiling in the whole evaporator. Can't see in there right here. See, you get a shot of that. So actually, after it works its way through this back part, it follows its way up to the front syrup pan. Then we have like 4 dividers here, and the sap, the finished syrup is lighter than the sap, so it just keeps pushing its way through until we get to the end. And then we draw it off. It's at 66% sugar when we draw it off. And the way we test it, we got a syrup hydrometer here. We always test it with the syrup hydrometer. Actually, syrup, when it's ready, is usually around 219 degrees, but it varies a lot from day to day. Today it was up to 220 degrees when it was coming off. That's syrup. So this is how we test it here. So, if you can see this hydrometer here, that's not quite ready to take off yet. You can see that red line right there. When this is floating, it'll be right at the red line there, and it's almost there, but not quite. It's not quite syrup yet. Show canning. When we get done,
And the fire.
What's that?
And the fire again?
Yeah, so these machines are really hungry for wood. I don't need too much wood right now.
Oh, you don't?
See the wood in there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. This machine has a little bit of air that blows in it to keep the fire really hot. So that's what I'm doing here.
Okay. So the one thing I don't understand how it works is why the 4 different areas in here. That I don't understand that part. What is so it starts out here.
No, it starts on the back.
Right, it starts out back, but it comes through and then it travels this way.
It's traveling actually today. It's running this way, coming out this side here.
Okay. So then and then this is the side where you will take the syrup when it's ready.
Right.
Okay.
Come over here, Anne. This here, we test it with a hydrometer cup.
Right.
But we also, several years ago, I invested in it's an automatic draw. So when it gets wherever you set it here, this machine will automatically drop the syrup out each time it's ready. So I don't have to come over and do that all the time. So it's pretty much automatic.
But each of these are a different level of where the sap is turning to syrup.
Correct.
In here.
Right.
That's the part. Okay.
Because when it's starting at the beginning,
That's sap.
it's 2 or 3% sugar. And when you're taking it off here, you're 66% sugar.
Right. Okay.
We've boiled all that water out.
And that's what all the steam isn't going up. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to. All right.
So when we get done with the syrup, we take it in here and we filter it through 3 filters. We have a felt filter, no, actually 4. And then we have like 3 paper filters, and then we filter the syrup through.
You don't have to. Some people just use one of each.
Yeah.
This way I can take off because you can see in here it's starting to get dirty and sandy. See that?
That's niter. That's maple niter.
That's like it's too thick. So you need to get these filters so it doesn't get down in your syrup. It'll ruin your syrup.
Okay.
But it will.
Yeah. So we take the syrup, we heat it up to 180 degrees and then we can it. It has to be hot enough to seal the containers when we're doing it.
Okay. And then after that, it's all done.
After that, it's all done. You got some pure maple syrup. You can get a better picture out the window there.
And then there's different grades by the color.
Right, right. Yep.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, this year it's kind of a little bit darker than normal. The sap seems to be a little darker than normal, and I don't know why. I mean, every year is different. We never know. Every year is different. Usually this time of year the sap's clear as water, and right now it's a little cloudy. It's just different years.
And what are you finding? Does people like the lighter syrup or the darker, or do you see it changing?
Everybody has their own taste.
And so people who aren't used to real maple syrup, they'll probably like the lighter one, which is a grade A. Is that where it starts?
It's just called a light.
Just light amber?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that looks wonderful.
One thing I want to say about this syrup here is there's absolutely nothing in it besides sap. We don't add nothing to it. It's just pure. We boil the sap down, and that's all it's in it. It's pure maple syrup. Nothing else.
Nothing else. And I know everybody who's watching can't smell it in here, but it smells sweet in here. So you didn't need to retest this because it automatically is knowing when it can do that and it comes out
Right.
automatically.
We tested throughout the day.
You still test it to make sure.
It's already got 5 points today, so.
Wow. So collecting and making syrup is really a year-round type of thing because you have to get your wood all together and have that all ready before you start this because you have no time to do that.
Right.
So if you really want to plan this, you have to know how much wood you're going to go through and what you're going to use.
Yep.
And have all of your containers and everything here ready to go.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. I like to have my woodshed full of dry wood, so.
Before it starts. So thank you, Mark, very, very much.
Oh, thank you.